for Paris. Keaton Adamson is a starter. There's a number 5. We don't have a number 5.
DeCurry and Douglas.
Oh, okay. Dominique Fulbright. And Jamari Jackson. So Dicurian Douglas wearing number 5 instead of number 6 as we had him. That was the confusion there. Dicurian Douglas goes by Z, and I know he was one of the Paris Wildcat football players, a starter at wide receiver, one of their top offensive players. And we'll now have the Sulphur Springs Wildcat boys introduced to a good-sized crowd here at Wildcat Gym. Logan Jackson starting, 6'3". Also Carter Arrington at 5'10", one of the Wildcat guards. DJ Wilkerson, another guard starting.
And for 6'5", senior number 10.
Caden Spigner will start for Sulphur Springs, goes 6'5". And Mac Rollison, leading scorer on the Wildcat team, averaging 13.4 points per ball game and 4.7 rebounds per game. Logan Jackson averaging 7 points a game. Carter Arrington 8.3 points per game. DJ Wilkerson 9.3. And Caden Spigner 4.4 points per game. Carter Arrington leads the team with 3 assists per game, followed closely by DJ Wilkerson at 2.5 assists. And Mac Robinson, the leading rebounder. I beg your pardon, Caden Spigner, the leading rebounder at 6.2 rebounds per game. So it'll be Spigner jumping against Jamari Jackson for Paris. And we are ready to go from Wildcat Gym. Ball in the air, and the tap is controlled by Paris. That is Caden Adamson, who takes the ball for the Paris Wildcats. Feed inside, Banker is no good, and the rebound by Spigner for Sulphur Springs. Here come the Wildcats on offense. Mac Rollison on the dribble over on the far side. Sulphur Springs moving from left to right. Now it goes to DJ Wilkerson. Now Jackson, top of the circle. Now Arrington on the near side. Jackson on the drive, and it's knocked loose, but picked up by Arrington for Sulphur Springs. No score yet in the ball game. 7:21 to go first period.
Paris is in a stuffy zone, and Wildcats having trouble getting in the middle.
Rollison from way outside for 3. Mac Rollison with a three-pointer, and the Wildcats go on top 3-0. Paris is also the Wildcats. We'll try to just identify them as Paris tonight. Feed inside, and the shot is missed. And the rebound for Sulphur Springs by DJ Wilkerson. Logan Jackson working the left side, has it taken away. Steele in the backcourt, or Steele in the Wildcats front court. The ball ahead now.
Wildcats are running well, they're in a zone this time. They opened up in the man-to-man, which was a little odd, but they're back in a zone now.
Dicurian Douglas with the ball for Paris. Now it's Keaton Adamson out between the circles. Jamari Jackson on the left side, now to Dicurian Douglas in the corner on the near side. They work it down low, and
that's going to be a foul on Caden Spigner, his first, team's first.
Going up for the shot was Jamari Jackson, and he missed the shot, but he will go to the line to shoot 2. Spigner with the foul. Jamari Jackson eyes the basket, shot on the way, and it's good. It's 3-1. Sulphur Springs with the lead. Paris in navy blue uniforms tonight, with a white inset on the shoulders. The Sulphur Springs Wildcats in their home whites, royal blue numbers outlined in yellow or gold.
Shot both of them.
Made both shots, 3-2. Sulphur Springs in the lead on a three-pointer by Mac Rollison to start the game. Here is Jackson driving in for a layup, no good, and Paris comes up with the rebound. Down the floor they go, and the shot missed, but a jam there by
Jamari Jackson.
Is that Jamari Jackson?
Sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. He's got all 4 points. He was a trailer, and he jammed it.
The shot was missed, but he came flying in for an authoritative slam dunk. 4-3, Paris leads it. 5:30 in the first quarter. Jackson for three, no good for Sulphur Springs. Spigner the rebound. Out to Arrington, and Arrington on the left side trying to drive, but he
going to have a foul on Keaton Adamson. His first and team's first there. It's going to be ball out at the baseline for the Cats.
Underneath the Sulphur Springs basket. Get it into Arrington. Arrington for three. Too hard off the iron. Rebound on the run for Paris. And coast to coast with the layup is Dicurian Douglas. And that makes it 6-3.
It was Furch.
Oh, beg your pardon, Furch.
Yep.
For Paris, 6-3. Paris on top. Arrington on the dribble. And now it goes to DJ Wilkerson. Wilkerson driving down the baseline, and he scores, and he will be fouled. DJ Wilkerson with the bucket, driving in from the left side down the baseline. And now he will go to the line for a chance for the three-point play. Into the ballgame for the first time, Lane Hunt for Sulphur Springs. Also, Rafe Pinson about to come in. DJ Wilkerson averaging 9.3 points per game and a 71% free throw shooter, and he makes the shot. Six ball game, 4:52 left to go in the first quarter. Tony, great action here so far.
Oh, this is going to be nonstop for 4 quarters. These two teams are very athletic.
Kai Furch, bounce pass down low, and the score there by Jamari Jackson, who has 6 points. Nice feed there by Furch, 8-6. Paris leading Sulphur Springs. Rollison on the dribble into the front court to Arrington. Out to Jackson on the left side of the key, and Jackson trying to drive in. There's a whistle.
They held ball. Still going to be the Cats' ball under their own bucket.
Called a tie ball, but the arrow pointing in Sulphur Springs' direction. Pinson inbounding for the Wildcats. Now Rollison, top of the key, and a pass from Arrington. Now back to Arrington. Arrington driving down the baseline. Outside it goes to Pinson. Back to Arrington. Arrington with a move inside, and we have a foul.
Number 11, Treshawn Savage.
Treshawn Savage draws the foul here. That's the second team foul on Paris in the first quarter.
It's the third.
Is it the third?
Yeah, when they had that one a while ago. I didn't see who it was, so I didn't do it. But we got 3-1 in fouls.
8-6, Sulphur Springs on top. Wildcats have the ball in the front court. 3-point attempt by Pinson. Off the iron, no good. Out of bounds, over the baseline, goes back to Paris.
We've had some good shots in the air. They just hadn't finished it up yet. And we're not afraid to shoot, so we're looking good.
Kai Furch running the show for Paris. Brings the ball up across the midcourt line. Now it's Treshawn Savage on the left side. Around to Furch over on the far side. Ball taken away by Rollison. Here's the break for Sulphur Springs. Pinson driving in. Misses the layup. And Paris on the rebound. Kai Furch on the run for Paris. And the three-pointer from outside, no good by Dicurian Douglas. And Jackson rebounds for Sulphur Springs. 8-6 Paris leading. 3:19 to go first quarter. Sulphur Springs on offense in the front court. Loose ball. And it's going to belong to Sulphur Springs, I believe.
They're going to talk. One's got it each way. We're going to see who it is, and Coach Steed's helping them.
Billy Mack Steed head coach for the Paris Wildcats.
He lost that one, Sulphur's ball. He gave it the good old college try.
Pinson inbounds on the baseline to Arrington. Now to Jackson. Jackson spinning as he drives inside. Still spinning. Puts up a shot off the glass, in and out, no good. Rebound for Paris. On the run up the floor, it is Trayshawn Savage. Savage still with the ball. Now Jamari Jackson from the right side. Hits the backboard, but that's all. 8-6. Paris leads as Sulphur Springs comes up the floor. Mac Rollison driving, knifes inside with the driving shot, but it is no good.
This is end-to-end basketball. These referees better have had themselves a little Red Bull because they're going to be moving. They don't get the sub out.
Ball goes back to Paris, so they bring it up the floor. Chase Dixon in the ball game at point guard. Over to Malik Johnson. We've had some substitutes. Dominique Fulbright down low, spinning. Shot no good. Rebound by Lane Hunt for Sulphur Springs. Sulphur Springs down 8-6. 2:18 left to go first quarter. Sulphur Springs into the front court. Jackson, left side, Jackson spinning. Kicks it out to Pinson. Cade Pinson hits the three. From the corner on the far side, 9-8, Sulphur Springs takes the lead. Trayshawn Savage over on the right side, now dribbling to his left, takes his shot from just outside the top of the key, no good. Pinson with the rebound for Sulphur Springs, and here come the Wildcats up the floor.
1:41 left in a fast-paced quarter.
Mac Rollison to Pinson in the corner.
Back to back.
Hits again. Rafe Pinson with his second three in a row, and it's a 12-8 Sulphur Springs lead with 1:27 to go in the period. Dominique Fulbright. Now it is Trayshawn Savage in the far corner.
He got him a three to answer.
Three-pointer for Trayshawn Savage, 12-11. Sulphur Springs leading. Mac Rollison, point guard for Sulphur Springs on the dribble. Coming to the near side is bumped.
It's going to be on Malik Johnson, blocking foul. Got a little too close to him. That's his first, team's fourth.
Substitutes coming in for Sulphur Springs now. DJ Wilkerson coming back into the ball game. Caden Spigner coming in. Also, we see Skylar Lewis for the first time in the game. DJ Wilkerson takes the inbounds pass from the baseline. Wilkerson in the corner, driving the baseline, and he is traveling. Making his move down the baseline to the basket, but shuffles his feet. 12-11. Sulphur Springs leads under a minute to go first quarter. Sulphur Springs on offense in the front court. Elijah Ward off to Malik Johnson. Now Trayshawn Savage with a shot from 12 feet, no good, but offensive board taken for Sulphur Springs by Paris, by Chase Dixon, and Spigner with the rebound for Sulphur Springs with 24 seconds left to go in the period. Here come the Wildcats up the floor. A pass ahead to Pinson, and now Mac Rollison on the near side in the corner gets it out to DJ Wilkerson out near midcourt. Under 10 seconds in the quarter. Wilkerson driving, travels.
Yep, took one too many. Got a little bit of not able to pass the ball, so 7-3 left.
Ball back to Paris with 7 seconds to go. Across the midcourt line they come. On the drive, Trayshawn Savage. And driving into the paint, and a whistle.
I think they call that on number 2, DJ Wilkerson. I've got that as his first and team second.
Inbounds on the baseline, and a shot from way outside would have been good for 3, but no good off the iron by Chase Dixon to end the first period. 12-11, Sulphur Springs leading. This is Wildcats basketball on KSS2. Okay, great. Levels okay? Okay. All right.
We're not pressing because I think Paris can break it.
Yeah,
so we're pulling back, and so I think Paris is doing a little more pressing, but we're pushing out trying to run, and they're moving it slowly up the court.
Say that again.
Okay, I got you.
Wildcats basketball on KSST. John Mark Dempsey and Tony Flippin. Tony, you were just saying?
Well, we got contrast in styles. We got good athletes everywhere, but the Wildcats, for the moment in that first quarter, they were not pressing. They were catching them up and making them play half-court ball, whereas the Cats are running, and Paris is being forced to try to get us in the back court, and that cost them some fouls. So see if they stay that way.
Sulphur Springs leads 12-11, just underway now in the second period. Paris on offense in the front court. Jamari Jackson on the right side of the key, driving inside, and there's a whistle.
Call that on Spigner. His second, team first.
Second, and we go back to one team foul now in the second quarter.
Yep.
And they will shoot the bonus on 5, and it'll be a 2-shot bonus.
Yep.
Lane Hunt in the ball game for Caden Spigner. Inbounds play on the baseline. Paris gets it in. Now it's Jamari Jackson up on the high post. It goes to Elijah Ward in the corner on the far side, driving inside down the baseline. Misses a shot, but the offensive board taken by Paris. Trayshawn Savage.
Good defense. There's a steal.
And Pinson takes it away for Sulphur Springs. But coming up from behind and knocking it over the baseline is Malik Johnson for Paris. So it'll be an inbounds play for Sulphur Springs on the baseline in the front court.
Still good action. Sulphur Springs playing extremely tough defense, making it hard on Paris to get a good open shot.
Logan Jackson will inbound for Sulphur Springs on the baseline. Way outside it goes. And almost lost the handle on it, did Cade Pinson, but Mac Rollison picks it up for Sulphur Springs. Now he's running the offense, swings it over to DJ Wilkerson. Wilkerson on the near side. Wilkerson left-hand dribble to Cade Pinson. Now far side it goes to Mac Rollison, leading scorer for Sulphur Springs. DJ Wilkerson, top of the circle. Three-pointer attempted by Rollison, no good. Rebound by Jamari Jackson for Paris, and a whistle.
I think we're going to have a call on Lane Hunt over the back on trying to get that offensive rebound. His first and team second. Be Paris's ball out at the far court. Sulphur Springs once again drops down. Is going to catch him in the lane.
12-11, Sulphur Springs leading. We've not had any scoring here in the second period. Driving down the lane and missing the layup shot is Jamari Jackson. And Rollison rebounds for Sulphur Springs out to DJ Wilkerson into the front court. Logan Jackson driving across the circle, loses the handle on the basketball, and it goes back to Paris.
Timeout. Timeout, Sulphur Springs.
Sulphur Springs got the timeout. Did they get the time?
6:31, yes, they got it in time.
They got the timeout before the takeaway.
Yep.
All right, 12-11, Sulphur Springs leading. This is Wildcats basketball on KSS2. Good.
That's just a 30-second. That's one where Billy Mack was asking, how can you call timeout with a loose ball? And that's the classic response for whoever doesn't get that turnover.
Wildcats basketball brought to you by BT Medical, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Alliance Bank, Sulphur Springs Dodge, City National Bank, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, Wesley House, and the University Interscholastic League. So Sulphur Springs Wildcats lead at 12-11 over the Paris Wildcats from Wildcat Gym.
there's so much action and nobody can finish right now. So we're going to have to see who can settle down and start finishing their drives.
Mac Rollison for Sulphur Springs, spinning, driving into the paint, kicks it back out for Pinson. Pumps, shoots,
there it is.
That's his third three-pointer of the first half, and Sulphur Springs leads 15-11. Cade Pinson. Or Rafe Pinson. Rafe, thank you, Rafe Pinson.
And he had 11 in one game, so this is not an anomaly.
Logan, I should say for Sulphur Springs, for Paris, Jamari Jackson shooting from outside and missed it. Paris gets the offensive board. Putback is no good. And the ball over the baseline to Sulphur Springs.
Tell you what, Jamari Jackson is a man amongst boys, and there it's obvious that's where they're trying to go.
15-11, Sulphur Springs on top. DJ Wilkerson bumped there by Malik Johnson coming across the midcourt line. Now Mac Rollison driving inside and dishes it off to DJ Wilkerson for the bucket from about 5 feet out, and 17-11 is the lead now for Sulphur Springs. Knifing inside, Chase Dixon misses the layup. Rebound by DJ Wilkerson for Sulphur Springs. Now Rollison, Mac Rollison ahead to DJ Wilkerson, and play is stopped as the Wildcats come up the floor.
Yeah, the defense caused a bad pass there, and he stepped on the line. That's where Paris is pressing in the backcourt. Sulphur Springs is dropping back. So, contrast again.
Sulphur Springs leads Paris in the second quarter, 5-0. 17-11 our score. Here's a shot missed by Malik Johnson, and the rebound.
Lane Hunt on the rebound. We're packing the lane and giving them one shot for the most part.
Sulphur Springs with the rebound. Mac Rollison for three. Mac Rollison with the three-pointer.
Timeout, Billy Mack Steed at 4:46 of the second.
20-11, Sulphur Springs leads. This is Wildcat basketball on KSST. Okay. Eight to nothing in the second quarter.
Yep.
Wildcats basketball on KSST. Tony, Wildcats outscoring Paris in the second quarter so far, 8-0.
They're doing a lot better job on the offensive end, and again, the nothing is because of how we're packing the defensive end here. We're giving Paris one shot and getting the rebound. We're playing very tough. It's exciting.
Keaton Adamson at point guard now for Paris, brings it across the midcourt line over to Kai Furch on the far side. Furch on the drive, and apparently he will be fouled here.
Yep, we got that one. That's on Mac Rollison. That's his. I've got him as first one.
Yep.
And that's the third team foul. Paris doesn't have any team fouls because we've been scoring.
Non-shooting foul, inbounds play here on the baseline by Douglas. And it's knocked free, but out of bounds off one of the Wildcats.
Rafe blocked it when it was coming out and almost came up with it, but lost his balance. Now it's going to be out on the side.
Douglas inbounds, goes to Furch. Furch guarded by Rollison. Paris on offense in the front court. Sulphur Springs leading 20-11. Douglas over on the far side on the dribble, bounces down low for Fulbright, but it's over the baseline out of bounds. It'll go back to Sulphur Springs. Wildcats with the basketball. Full court pressure here by Paris. Mac Rollison gets it across the midcourt line. Rollison on the drive against Furch all the way in, but misses the shot off the glass. And the rebound by Paris. On the run, it's Dominique Fulbright. Fulbright to Furch. Furch guarded by Rollison.
Good job of getting back.
Wildcats right now in a man-to-man, and
we got an offensive foul on Jamari Jackson for a moving screen. His first, team first.
Offensive foul against Paris, and the ball goes back to the Sulphur Springs Wildcats. Logan Jackson gets it into Mac Rollison. Rollison takes it across the midcourt line, over to Rafe Pinson. Now to Lane Hunt. Now to Jackson, driving the baseline, all the way across to Rollison, and Rollison has a shot blocked inside. And a traveling call now against the Sulphur Springs Wildcats. Did I see that correctly?
You did, and we nearly had a real good assist, and Jackson came up and really swatted it down. I thought we'd come through and made a good one.
Jamari Jackson with the blocked shot. 20-11, Sulphur Springs leading. Paris has not scored here in the second quarter. We have 3.5 minutes to go until halftime.
Just stifling defense.
Furch over to Fulbright. Now it's outside to Jackson. Cross-court pass goes to Furch on the near side. Now to Keaton Adamson out near midcourt. Jackson will shoot from about 18 feet out. No good. Off the iron, and the rebound by DJ Wilkerson for Sulphur Springs. And here come the Wildcats with 3 minutes to go in the half, leading 20-11. Arrington to Wilkerson. Now to Pinson. As the Wildcats work it around. Arrington on the dribble from left to right. Now Hunt way outside. No shot clock in high school basketball. Here's a pass from Pinson intended for Wilkerson, and they lose it over the baseline.
I think the Cats are using a little clock right now wisely too. Everything's going their way right now, but they still need to keep this defense up for another 2 minutes.
2.5 minutes. Pass underneath, and the turnaround bank shot by Douglas, no good. And the Wildcats with the board, and here comes Sulphur Springs on offense, leading 20-11.
And again, one and done. That's the story of this second quarter.
Great feed underneath that time for Paris.
They've made some really good feeds, and Sulphur has done a great job of getting them off of their shot and then blocking out and getting that rebound.
Logan Jackson will inbound near midcourt on the near side, gets it into Mac Rollison. 2:11 left to go in the first half. Sulphur Springs leading 20-11. Rollison on the dribble. Over on the far side in the corner to Wilkerson. Now it goes to Arrington, back to Wilkerson for three. Got it.
Got it.
11-0, Sulphur Springs in the second quarter here, and it's 23-11 with 1:44 to go. Wilkerson with the three-pointer from the right side. Furch for three. Off the iron, no good. Wilkerson with the board for Sulphur Springs.
Same story, one and done.
1:30 left to go, second period. Sulphur Springs on top, 23-11. Mac Rollison trying to drive on Furch. Now Arrington for three, got it. Wow. Carter Arrington with three. 26-11, a 15-point lead for Sulphur Springs. This was a 12-11 game, Tony, at the end of the first quarter.
It was. Sulphur's doing a great job of going inside and passing out and getting those three-point shots, where Paris is doing everything around the perimeter and getting one and done with nobody in the lane for a rebound.
Man-to-man defense by Sulphur Springs. There's a shot on a runner.
Number 12.
By Keaton Adamson, going down the baseline from about 8 feet out. That's their first field goal of the second quarter. 26-13, Sulphur Springs. Wildcats in the front court. Logan Jackson lost the handle on the basketball, but it's picked up by Arrington. Arrington driving with a runner, and it's good. Carter Arrington.
5 quick points for him at a good time for us.
He had 2 in the first quarter, so 7 overall. 28-13, Sulphur Springs leads by 15. Under 20 seconds to go in the half. Paris on offense in the front court. Furch taking the pass in the corner on the dribble. And Jamari Jackson from outside misses off the iron. 2 seconds, 1 second. And the shot from near midcourt by DJ Wilkerson off the mark, but a great second quarter for Sulphur Springs.
Absolutely, absolutely.
28-13 at halftime. And we'll take a break and come back and talk about the action we've seen here in the first half when Wildcat basketball continues after this on KSST. (16-2).
Got a 12-minute half.
You can run 2 minutes. Yes. Good.
Now introducing your Sulphur Springs players, Reds.
Pretty exciting. We're doing better than very few fouls.
I might get Tricia to go over and check those fouls.
I was going to say, I know I missed 1 or 2.
Trish, baby, would you go over and check the fouls? You mind?
5.
Hey, babe. Be careful going down.
Oops. We got it. I got 5 for us, but on them, I missed a couple. They've had 5. And I've only got 4. No Marcus?
Say again?
I was talking to Toby.
Okay. Sulphur Springs Wildcats basketball on KSST. John Mark Dempsey along with Tony Flippin. And Wildcats leading 28-13 at halftime. And my dear wife Tricia Dempsey is going above and beyond here for us this evening, keeping statistics, going over to check on fouls. And so I don't have the score sheet in front of me, but you've got your score sheet, Tony. It was 16-2, was it, in the
16-2 in the second quarter. It was a textbook quarter where Sulphur Springs did not press, stayed back in the lane, and Parrish ran their offense around the three-point line. And when they tried to come in, we collapsed on them, and for the most part, they got one shot, and we were going the other way. And it proved to be the difference in that quarter.
15-point lead is the largest lead of the night for Sulphur Springs, as you might imagine. Now, we have here at halftime Sulphur Springs, Tony, with 15 rebounds to 8 for Paris.
That sounds easily good.
And Paris 9 turnovers to Sulphur Springs 6 turnovers.
I believe that one too. So there was a lot more Paris turnovers than we had. We did a really good job of handling the ball. When we had the break, we took the break. When we didn't, we brought it up with patience, and basically we stole the break from Paris. We made them play half court, which I don't think is their game.
It was a 12-11 game at the end of the first period, very tight first period.
Mm-hmm.
But Sulphur Springs just blew them out there in the second period. So we can look at the district standings such as they are. These are the first district games being played tonight. And we have Pleasant Grove at North Lamar, Pittsburgh at Liberty Ilo, in this game here, Paris at Sulphur Springs. In pre-district play, Paris was 11-7, the only boys team in the district with a winning record. Liberty Ilo 3-4. Unbelievable that they played just 7 pre-district games. Sulphur Springs 8-15 coming into the game here tonight, but given Paris with an 11-7 record, all they can handle. Pittsburgh at 6-15 in pre-district games. North Lamar at 4-11. But these again are the first district games of the night of the season. Last year, Tony, Sulphur Springs won both games against Paris, 60-53. And they beat them 69-47. The first game was at Paris, the second game at Sulphur Springs, but Sulphur Springs won both of those games handily.
We're a different team this year, but I'm really liking the discipline that Coach Earp has brought in, and the Cats appear to be buying into it. So we're not going to be as high of a scoring team, but we're going to limit the other team.
Last season, Sulphur Springs 31-8 and 10-0 in district play under Brandon Shaver. And then he took a new job at Lake Travis in the offseason. And I see, Tony, he's now 22-3 and 7-0 in district play at Lake Travis. And so no surprise there. He had a 59-18 record in his years at Sulphur Springs. But that team last year set a school record, the Sulphur Springs Wildcats, with 31 victories, 31-8 for the season. They went 3-1 in the playoffs, then finally lost to Oak Cliff Faith 62-48. And then Cannon Earp came in the offseason with a career record of 239 and 106, 69% winning percentage. And he came to Sulphur Springs from the town of Hudson near Lufkin in East Texas, but his best years were at Gladewater, where they went to the state semifinals in 2014 and 2017. So Cannon Earp has quite a record of his own that he brings in here, and we like what we see.
We like what we see, and we had graduation hit us last year too. So we weren't quite as strong coming out, but the guys are developing. The biggest thing is they're buying in, but they are showing dedication on that defensive end, and you can make up a lot of a gap from playing defense.
As we told you, Sulphur Springs is 8-15 for the season since Christmas. Since they came back from the Christmas break, they are 2-3. They lost to Davenport 49-39, lost to Maybank 61-45. All of these games in the Allen tournament. They beat Nacogdoches Central Heights 71-47 and beat Godley 61-42. All of those games in Allen, the tournament there. And last Friday night, the Wildcats played at Bullard and lost 72-59. But as we say, we get into district play here now, and this is what counts.
And a lot of those games that you just went, and a lot of the tournaments, there's some 6A and mostly 5A. So we played up, which will, as long as you don't get beat down mentally, it's going to help you in district. And now we're playing our own size cake, and we're okay right now.
In 15-4A girls play, of course, they started a week ago. Sulphur Springs and North Lamar, Tony, are tied with 2-0 records. And we saw a really impressive performance by the Lady Cats Tuesday night against Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Pittsburgh is 1-1. Pleasant Grove and Liberty Ilo, for some reason, are 0-1 and have not played 2 games, at least according to Max Preps. Paris is 0-2, and the Lady Cats are playing at Paris tonight. So
I think Max Prep probably just missed one because everybody would have played 2 unless there's some kind of catastrophe that prevented a game from playing.
You know, that's what I think also.
Yeah.
They show them at 0-1. But Sulphur Springs and North Lamar tied at 2-0. And as a matter of fact, the girls, Lady Cats, will play on Friday, January 19th. 1 week from tonight here at home against North Lamar, we'll have the broadcast of
that probably is the 2 best teams there in the district. So we thought Pittsburgh was. We handled them handily, so we kind of dispelled that record. But North Lamar has a traditional team, so if we can take care of business there, then we'll show that we're the team to beat in the district.
Boys will be at home against Liberty Ilo on Tuesday night, and they'll be at North Lamar next Friday night. And as we say, the Lady Cats at Paris tonight. They'll be on the road Tuesday night at Liberty Ilo, and then here on Friday night, 1 week from tonight, against North Lamar in what figures to be a very big ball game. 28-13, Sulphur Springs leading at the half. And let's take another break, and we'll come back and should be ready pretty quickly for the start of the second half when Wildcat basketball continues after this on KSST. Yeah, 2 minutes is good. Yes. Hold on to that ball. I kind of something about these steps. You okay?
fouls.
Oh, yeah, right here. I'll give you the clipboard in a minute. Oh.
One for Savage. You got 2 for Adamson. That's the one I didn't have. Okay. I think I'm okay on Sulphur. Rafe, he's got 3 threes tonight.
He's hit 3. But he don't want to get inside the lane. He wants to stay out there.
That's my son.
Oh, yeah. Sulphur Springs Wildcat basketball brought to you by BT Medical, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Alliance Bank, Sulphur Springs Dodge, City National Bank, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, Wesley House, and the University Interscholastic League. John Mark Dempsey along with Tony Flippin. Matt Jansen is our technical director here tonight. James Terry running the show back at the KSST studios on I-30. And our video producers, and we do have a YouTube feed of the game tonight, and you'll be able to see it later on Channel 18, Natalie Sheffield and Holly Dunn. So a big crew here tonight.
They're doing a good job, too.
Doing a first-rate job. Tricia Dempsey is our statistician. Took a little tumble going down the steps to check out those fouls for us a moment ago, but she's none the worse for wear.
Give credit to the Wildcat fans tonight, too. We've got a nice crowd.
Sure
Paris
do.
always travels pretty well, especially when it's Sulphur Springs. Got a few out here probably getting ready because of cabin fever. Either they've been in too long or they're fixing to go in from the cold weather. But whatever it is, we've got a good crowd. They're helping these kids.
Yeah. By far the best crowd we have seen this year.
Yes.
And we're back to play as Logan Jackson gets it into Mac Rollison. Now the Wildcats moving from right to left here in the second half, and they will be running their offense in front of us. Carter Arrington out between the circles to DJ Wilkerson on the near side. Wildcats very patient on offense right now, leading 28-13. Rollison very nearly traveled with it there, but avoided it now. Rollison for 3 in the corner on the near side. Good.
Picked up right where we left off. Paris started in their zone again, and Sulphur was able to go in, toss it out, and get a wide open shot.
9 points for Mac Rollison, averaging over 13 points a game, 31-13. Biggest lead of the night for Sulphur Springs, and driving inside is Dicurian Douglas. Is that what you saw?
Yes, sir.
Driving down the baseline with a runner and makes a nice shot there. 31-15, 16-point lead for Sulphur Springs. And Rollison whips a pass underneath on a bouncer to Carter Arrington, and he lays it off the glass for 2.
What a nice bounce pass from almost the three-point line. That's something that's kind of a lost art.
Beautiful pass by Mac Rollison. And Arrington finishes it off. Arrington now with 9 points for 3. No good. Douglas with the shot. Here come the Wildcats back down the floor. A pass ahead for Spigner. And he can't corral it out of bounds over the baseline. Goes back to Paris. Wildcats lead 33-15.
Yeah, got tipped, and Douglas just couldn't get back to it. And so almost had it.
Again, Sulphur Springs with a 16-2 second quarter to take command of this game. Paris on offense in the front court. And the jumper by Fulbright, no good. Rebound by Wilkerson for Sulphur Springs, and we have a foul in the backcourt.
That's going to be on Dicurian Douglas. That's his first, team's first.
So a non-shooting foul. Logan Jackson will inbound for the Wildcats in the backcourt over on the far side. Spigner setting up a screen here. And now he backs off, and well, he's going to reset that screen right near midcourt for Mac Rollison. Now to Jackson. Now a three from way outside by Carter Arrington off the iron, no good. And the rebound by Fulbright for Paris. Now Furch on the near side, left-hand dribble. Sulphur Springs leading 33-15. Driving into the paint, spinning and hitting the shot. Dicurian Douglas, that's his second bucket of the second half. And both of his baskets are here in the third quarter, 33-17. Wildcats lead.
He got down in the lane and just did that all on his own.
Ball knocked loose there for a moment by Douglas, but Wilkerson got it back for Sulphur Springs. Rollison spinning as he drives inside to Spigner. Beautiful feed. Spigner lays it off the glass for the bucket.
That was a great pass. And everybody's keeping their head up and looking to dish. Very unselfish.
Great feed by Rollison. Spigner with his first bucket. 35-17, Sulphur Springs. Knifing inside and fouled on the shot, Dicurian Douglas.
I think we got that on 12, which will be Rollison. That's his second. Team's first. Shooting foul.
Dicurian Z. Douglas at the line for Paris. He's got a couple of buckets here in the third quarter. Misses the free throw. Just brushes the front iron. 4:48 left to go, third quarter. Sulphur Springs Wildcats in command right now. 35-17. Second shot is good.
Got a sub.
Looks like Malik Johnson coming into the ball game for Paris.
Looks like they're going to try to press a little, see if they can get something. But so far, Sulphur Springs has done a good job of breaking the press. And it was token pressure this time.
Logan Jackson gets it into Carter Arrington. Arrington still on the dribble. Jamari Jackson came out and tried to knock it free, but Arrington able to keep command of the basketball. Now it's Rollison over on the far side for the Wildcats. Rollison driving inside, kicks it out to Jackson, hits the three.
There we go. And again, bringing it inside, dishing it out. Great job.
Logan Jackson, the three-pointer from the far side, 38-18, a 20-point Sulphur Springs lead. That's their biggest. Up high on the post, Dominique Fulbright. Now it's Jamari Jackson for Paris. Pass underneath. Beautiful pass, and banker off the glass is good by Caden Adamson for Paris, and he is fouled.
Got DJ Wilkerson. That's his second personal. Team second.
Chance for a three-point play here for Keaton Adamson. Shot on the way, and it's good. 38-21, a 17-point Sulphur Springs lead here in Wildcat Gym tonight. Jackson gets it in to Rollison. Rollison, left-hand dribble, guarded very closely in the backcourt by Keaton Adamson. Now Rollison across the midcourt line. Still on the left-hand dribble, has it knocked away from behind by Johnson. And Parrish comes up with the takeaway. 38-21, Sulphur Springs on top. Adamson driving into the paint, lost control of it, over the baseline, goes back to Sulphur Springs.
He returned the favor, and we got Lane Hunt coming in now.
Taking the place of Caden Spigner. Jackson gets it into Carter Arrington for the Sulphur Springs Wildcats. Arrington will bring it across the midcourt line, guarded by Adamson. Corner it goes to Rafe Penson. Now Rollison out between the circles, guarded by Furch. Rollison to Arrington. Arrington knifing inside with the runner, won't go off the glass. Parrish with the rebound. Long pass ahead to Fulbright, and he lays it up for two. 38-23. Sulphur Springs lead. They have led by as many as 20. 3 minutes to go in the period. Lane Hunt setting the pick. Now Pinson in the corner for three, off the iron, no good. Rebound by Jamari Jackson for Paris. Here come the Wildcats. Paris Wildcats. Jackson going for the jam, but he blew it. Not able to make it go down. Furch for three, no good. Rebound Jackson for Sulphur Springs. To Fulbright. Fulbright bluffs a pass on the right-hand dribble, brings it across the midcourt line. To Jackson for three, in and out. Loose ball on the floor. Won by Sulphur Springs.
Got a timeout again for Sulphur Springs before the turnover. 2:25 left in the quarter.
That was Lane Hunt going to the floor for the rebound for the Wildcats. They get the timeout, leading 38-23. This is Wildcat basketball on KSS2. It's amazing. Wildcats basketball on KSST. John Mark Dempsey and Tony Flippin with you. Sulphur Springs on top 38-23. Wildcats led it at halftime 28-13, so they have basically held serve here in the third quarter. Maintained that.
Which is just fine.
15-point lead. Yeah, you'd be glad to see the clock go to zero in the fourth quarter.
We'll trade buckets all during the second half if we've got a big lead. It's going to be the Wildcats ball again. Lane Hunt dove and put out some extra effort, and Cannon Earp called timeout really quickly and saved a turnover there, and we get an extra possession here.
Sulphur Springs will have the ball on the baseline underneath the Wildcat basket. Logan Jackson, bounce pass for Rollison. Rollison with the banker off the glass, falling away, no good. Out of bounds goes to Paris. Nice inbounds pass by Logan Jackson.
Wildcats drop back again. We've pressed very little tonight, if at all. It's basically just been by a happenstance. So good job of just choking the lane from them.
Paris on offense in the front court. Kelvarius Cooper in the ballgame, I think, for the first time. Has the ball. Now Jamari Jackson. Now to Malik Johnson. They swing it around for three. Here's the shot, good.
Jackson with the three.
Jamari Jackson, that's 7 points in the ballgame for him. 38-26, 12-point lead. Paris kind of whittling that lead down. At one point it was 20. Arrington around a pick by Hunt. Now Rollison. Diagonal pass to Pinson in the corner on the near side. 1:34 to go in the quarter. Arrington to Rollison. Rollison out near midcourt. Guarded closely by Chase Dixon. Rollison on the left-hand dribble. Down the lane to Arrington in the near corner. Ball not free, out of bounds.
Off Paris, going to be the Sulphur Springs ball on the side.
Sulphur Springs will inbound right in front of us here. Wildcats moving from right to left. Of course, it's the Paris Wildcats as well, but anytime we say Wildcats, we're referring to Sulphur Springs.
Minute 15 left. Sorry about that.
Yep, Lane Hunt had the ball out near midcourt. Gets it off to Rollison. Rollison guarded closely by Dixon. Rollison on the left-hand dribble to Arrington in the corner on the near side. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. Lane Hunt driving. Paris thought that was going to be a traveling call, but it did not happen. Hunt setting up the pick for Arrington. Arrington brings it back over to Jackson. Jackson left-hand dribble down the lane, has the shot blocked. Here comes Paris on the run.
A good
Savage.
Defensive stand by Paris.
Savage dishes it off to Dixon, then back to Savage, and Savage banks it off the glass for two, 38-28. And that 20-point lead is down to 10. Pinson for Sulphur.
That's what we needed right there.
Rafe Pinson with another three-pointer. He has 12 points in the game. I think all three-pointers, yes.
That was huge. Now we get a stop. Paris is going to hold for the last shot.
5 seconds on the clock, 41-28 Sulphur Springs. And I don't think he got that one off in time. That was Calvarius Clipper for 3. Off the iron, no good, but I think time had expired. 41-28 Sulphur Springs. This is Wildcats basketball on KSST. But they outscored us 15-13 in the quarter.
Yep.
Yeah. Wildcats basketball on KSST. Tony, we have Sulphur Springs out rebounding Paris 18-15. We have Paris with 12 rebounds to 7 for Sulphur Springs.
Yep, they evened us up a little bit, but the score didn't change much in that third. So we don't care about the stats if the score stays.
Paris outscored Sulphur Springs in the third quarter 15-13. 41-28 is a three-pointer for Paris. Good.
Number 4, Malik Johnson.
Malik Johnson, that's his first score of the night. And that lead is 10 points now. Sulphur Springs has led by as many as 20. DJ Wilkerson brings it across for Sulphur Springs. Now Mac Rollison. Rollison on the left-hand dribble to Jackson. Jackson across the circle. Over to Wilkerson on the far side. Wildcats moving right to left. A whistle.
Timeout. Nope. Got it on the side. Hit it on the sideline. Turnover. Paris ball.
Ball goes back to Paris. They can cut that lead to 8 points.
Yeah, we're going to have a ball game.
7:14 to go in the game. Dixon on the dribble. Pulls up. Over to Clifton Thomas. First time we've seen him. Malik Johnson. Now Savage, now in the corner, and the three-pointer is short.
There's a foul on Chase Dixon over the back on the rebound.
Three-pointer by Malik Johnson. Just brushed the iron short.
Going to be the first personal and first team foul. And it's going to be important in this fourth quarter to see if anybody gets in that foul shooting area too.
You have the foul on who?
Foul was on Dixon, number 10.
Okay.
His first.
Right.
Both teams are kind of sizing it up, taking a little time off.
It's Mac Rollison knifing inside for Sulphur Springs. And he is fouled. Rollison going for the basket.
Fouls on Malik Johnson. That's going to be his second. It's a shooting.
Rollison makes the first shot. He has 10 points in the game. Rollison is a 70% free throw shooter, averaging 13.4 per game, makes him ball.
He's a 100%er on that one, and that looked really good.
Great four. 43-31, 12-point lead for Sulphur Springs, 6:34 to go. Knifing inside, there's Malik Johnson. Coming in from the right side, we have a whistle and a foul will go against Sulphur Springs.
That's going to go against Pinson. First personal, and that's first Cat personal. We're going to have 2 shots by Johnson.
Malik Johnson going to the line. He had a three-pointer just a short time ago. Shot on the way. Shot is good. 43-32, 11-point lead for Sulphur Springs. Dixon coming back into the ballgame here for Paris. Second shot also good. Bounced around a couple of times and fell. Malik Johnson There's 5 points in the game. 43-33. 10-point Sulphur Springs lead. Mac Rollerson is fouled. Or was he?
Called an offensive foul on Rollison there. That's his third personal. Wildcats second.
Offensive foul against Rollison. Did you see what he did?
He kind of ducked his shoulder, but that more times than not, that's still going to get called on defense when it's out there one-on-one on a press situation. But he did duck it pretty good.
10-point lead for Sulphur Springs, 43-33. Paris on offense in the front court. Fulbright gets it off to Jackson, and Jackson attempts a baseline jumper, hits the edge of the backboard, but the rebound comes out near midcourt to Paris.
Yeah, two Wildcats were fighting over it. Now we got another foul.
Jackson down low, making his move, and
number 0, Jackson, Logan Jackson, that's his first. And there again, here we go. This is the third Sulphur. He got 3-2.
Inbounds play for Paris on the baseline, taken away by Rollison. Rollison on the breakaway, going for the layup and got it.
That's something else.
What a play by Mac Rollison, taking it away and then going coast to coast for the layup. 45-33, the Wildcat lead back out to 12 points.
He tipped that steal to himself and was wide open and finished. That's a great job.
5:24 to go in the game. Paris on offense in the front court. Dixon, 4-3, too long. Rebound, Sulphur Springs. Caden Spigner going up high for the board. Dishes off to Rollison, and Rollison on the left-hand dribble across the midcourt line. Rollison spinning, trying to get it inside to Spigner, but it's taken away. Paris coming back up the floor. Long lead pass down the floor to Jamari Jackson, and
going to call on the floor against Pinson, and that looked a whole lot like the Rollinson foul where he kind of initiated. I think we might need to talk about that some.
Second foul on Pinson, as I have it.
Yes, it is.
And I have
be ball out at the baseline.
4 fouls against Sulphur Springs in the quarter, and you go to the bonus now on the 5th foul in the quarter, and it's a 2-shot bonus, not a 1-and-1. Inbounds play for Paris on the baseline under the Paris basket. They'll get it into Furch. Now back to Johnson. His shot no good from outside. Rebound Sulphur Springs. Arrington on the dribble for the Wildcats, coming to the near side with the left hand. Oh, taken away by Jamari Jackson, and he jams it at the other end. Wow. 45-35, 10-point lead for Sulphur Springs with 4.5 minutes to go. Timeout, Wildcats. Wildcat basketball continues after this on KSST. Levels okay?
We're going to have to hold on to our caps here.
Wildcat basketball brought to you by BT Medical, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Alliance Bank, Sulphur Springs Dodge, City National Bank, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, Wesley House of the University Interscholastic League. Tony Flippin, this is a 10-point lead for Sulphur Springs. Doesn't look nearly as secure as it did a short time ago.
I'd rather have that 15 or 20, but we're still hanging in there. Paris has gotten a couple of steals, and they've capitalized on it. They've broken away and finished a couple. As long as Sulphur's on defense and making them set up, we're still okay. We're running that clock. We still just with 4:32 left.
Full court pressure here for Paris. Logan Jackson bounce pass into Carter Arrington. Arrington on the left-hand dribble. Guarded by Keaton Adams and finally gets it across the midcourt line.
Our ball handlers look real confident bringing it across the way.
Jackson tries to whip a pass underneath to Spigner, but it's taken away by Furch. Down the floor it goes underneath the basket to Fulbright, and now they take it back outside to Adamson. Paris on offense in the front court, trailing by 10 with 4 minutes to go in the game. Furch, way outside. Now to Johnson. Working down on the baseline, and it's taken away by Wilkerson, but he lost his balance, and he's traveling, and the ball goes back to Paris.
That's still a great job. He was very much off balance, but he disrupted their offense and did a good job. 3:52 left now, so every second counts.
Adamson looking at a three, but thought better of it to Furch at the head of the key. Now back to Adamson, too long with the three. Rebound Spigner for Sulphur Springs. Spigner at 6'5" for the Wildcats.
Well, the Cats are doing a good job on the rebound, and it's just that on offense we've tried to make some, just like that, tried to make some passes that we weren't in the first half, and we've come across with some turnovers.
Rollison trying a bounce pass there to Logan Jackson, but over the baseline. Jackson not able to corral it, and the ball goes back over to Paris.
I think if we'll just start taking it in and then dishing it out, we'll get some better results.
Wildcats drop back on defense. They're in a zone right now. Leading by 10, 45-35. Paris working the ball on offense in the front court. Fulbright over on the far side to Jackson on the baseline. Jackson driving down the baseline. Can't make the layup. Loose ball out of bounds, goes to Sulphur Springs.
Yep. Paris is trying to power the ball in with Jackson. We're collapsing, still playing really good defense. Now we need a good offensive possession here.
3 minutes to go in the game. 45-35. Logan Jackson has the ball for Sulphur Springs, top of the key, to Wilkerson out near midcourt. Wilkerson back to Rollison. Wildcats trying to run some time off the clock here. Paris in a man-to-man defense at the moment. Rollison, left-hand dribble, going for the lane, looking like he was going to drive down the lane, but then brought it back out. Goes to Arrington. Arrington on the dribble, and he is fouled.
Keaton Adamson on that one. That's his third, team's third. Sulphur Springs is intentionally bringing it back out, trying to work some clock, and that's a good idea if you've got good ball handlers, and so far we do.
Inbounds play over to Arrington on the far side by Logan Jackson. Long pass there, but Adamson able to bring it down. Adamson still on the dribble.
If they're getting to the top of the key and passing it back out each time.
Now Wilkerson nearly lost it, but it's picked up by Spigner.
Yep, they're spread out good.
Looks like a four corners.
That's exactly what it is. We've got a number 5 domino on there with somebody in the middle. Paris is trying to take some chances, so if we can hold on to it, we're going to get an easy bucket here.
Ball was not free, but it was off the hands of one of the Paris Wildcats, so Logan Jackson will inbound it over on the far side. Shades of Dean Smith.
That's exactly. Now that's a foul there that they didn't call.
Wildcats going to a 4 corners.
There we go. Finally got that one. Kai Furch, that's his first. And that's the team's 4th. So it's now 4-4 on the fouls. So everything the rest of the game is going to shoot.
Go to the bonus on the 5th foul in the quarter. That's
there it was.
This year.
There it was.
There's Mac Rollison trying to drive on Kai Furch, and the foul called on Furch.
I've been thinking they've let a little bit go, but they're now realizing in this critical state you can't allow a turnover like that if there's enough contact.
45-35, Sulphur Springs lead. Ty Rollison on the bonus, but it's a 2-shot bonus now under the rules. Timeout taken by Paris. Let's keep it right here because it's getting very tight and getting down to the key moments of the game.
This is where I don't.
56.
Yeah, this is where I've said all along I don't like this 5-foul, 2 shots and all of that, but I like it for this minute 56 because if we get fouled, we get an automatic 2, and you don't run the risk of missing that 1-and-1. it's not as big of an advantage to foul and stop the clock if you know you're giving up 2 shots.
Again, that's a change, a rule change in high school basketball. My understanding is it's just high school basketball.
Yeah, and I noticed and watched some college on TV this week, but they're still playing the 20-minute halves.
Right.
So they don't do it now. I didn't pay attention on the women's side because they still play quarters, but I'm not sure how they're doing it.
School rule change.
Yeah. I don't like it, but I'm going to like it for the minute 56. I'm going to change my tune now, and I'll start off in the next game not liking it.
Mac Rollison has 13 points in the game, and that's basically his average. He's averaging 13.4 points to lead the Sulphur Springs Wildcats. He is a 70% free throw shooter, and he will be at the line to shoot 2 shots here. He's 2 for 2 so far tonight.
Yeah, the Cats are 3 for 3 at the free throw line, so we've got 2 coming here. So the free throw is our friend right now.
That's not many free throws, is it?
No, it's not for the amount of action either.
Shot is
good.
2 times on the rim and falls. 14 points now for Mac Rollison, 5'10" point guard for Sulphur Springs. Second shot coming on the way. Good.
He looks very confident at the free throw line.
47-35, 12-point lead for Sulphur Springs, under 2 minutes to go. Wildcats in a 3-2 zone. Sulphur Springs in the zone defense. Paris on offense in the front court. Kai Furch for 3. Head of the key, in and out. Rebound by Logan Jackson for Sulphur Springs. Outlet pass goes to Carter Arrington. Now back to Rollison. Still working in the backcourt. Better worry about that 10-second call. And gets it across the midcourt line.
Nope. We got a 10 count before the foul. Turnover.
Billy McStee, the head coach for Paris, was on his feet with 5 fingers of each hand.
He was helping with it. Now we're going to see if it gets overruled. I don't think so. 10-second count. Because Jackson definitely fouled him, but they happened basically simultaneously, and Billy Mack won that one.
So this will be an inbounds play, will it not?
Yes, it's just turnover Paris at midcourt.
Looked as if they were walking toward the free throw line there for a moment.
No, it was coming here. Minute 27.
Adamson inbounds to Furch. Paris on offense, working in the front court with a minute 25 to go, down by 12, 47-35. In the corner, Douglas. Douglas guarded by Arrington for Sulphur Springs.
Timeout, Billy Mack at 1:14.
Timeout for Paris. Sulphur Springs leading 47-35. Wildcat basketball continues after this on KSS2. Wow. Rollison has scored all of Sulphur Springs' points in the fourth quarter.
He has, that's right. They don't have time to pass the ball around. That's why Billy Mack called timeout. And as long as we can hold them to 1 and done, we're okay.
The final minute and a half or so, actually minute 14 now of this ball game from Wildcat Gym. Sulphur Springs leading 47-35. Tony Mac Rollison has scored all of Sulphur Springs' points in the fourth quarter.
Not going to be hard to get the calculator out if it's all on that one line.
6 points in the fourth quarter for Rollison. Paris inbounds. Furch gets it inside to the big guy, and that's Jamari Jackson, who powers his way up for 2 off the glass. And it's taken away by Paris now. 47-37, 10-point lead. Douglas took it away as the Wildcats were coming back up the floor, but apparently he lost it over the baseline. And
over the top.
Jackson
Here we go.
A long pass down the floor for Wilkerson. Wilkerson with the layup. And the shot blocked, I suppose. I thought it might be goaltending.
I kind of thought, but it was a little under. But we got a foul on the rebound by Decurion Douglas. His second. We're going to be shooting here, and it's going to be Spagner going to the line for 2.
DJ Wilkerson had a chance for the coast-to-coast layup. But Dicuri and Douglas got back there, made the defensive play, and I almost, as I said, thought it was going to be goaltending. But now Spigner at the line.
That looked good. I think he kind of invited that defense, and if he'd have gone full speed, he'd have got an uncontested layup, but we're going to forgive him.
Spigner, second shot is no good. Made the first one. 48-37, 11-point lead under 1 minute to go. 4-3, in and out. Douglas for Paris. Rebound, Rollison for Sulphur Springs.
And there goes the foul. We're gonna benefit from this foul.
43 seconds to go.
That's on number 12. That'd be Keaton Adamson. That's his fourth. And so
Wildcats in the bonus.
Rollison going to get 2 more. Again, fantastic rebounding on the offensive end for Paris. I mean, Sulphur is giving them 1.
Rollison misses for the first time.
I jinxed him. I blew the no-hitter.
He's got 14 points in the game. Second shot is good. So give him 15 points. 40 seconds to go. Jamari Jackson, the big guy, out front right now for Paris. They swing it around to the far side. Furch drives, runner from 12 feet, good.
A good shot there.
Furch with 6 points in the game. Inbounds play. And there's a foul by Paris. They're going to be forced to foul here to try to get the ball back. But as you point out, with a 2-shot bonus, that is not nearly the advantage that it would be as the 1-and-1, where if you miss the first shot, you get the rebound. And
exactly. It's a big changer for strategy, because before going into ball games, you knew who to foul trying to get them to miss the 1-and-1.
Carter Arrington makes the first shot. Looked like a brick, but
he hit the flat side just right, and it rolled right back in. No style points, but we got a point.
10 points for Carter Arrington. Misses the second shot. 50-39, 11-point lead. Kai Furch driving in from the right side with a runner off the glass. Won't go down. Wildcats rebound. Foul called. 19 seconds to go.
Yep.
Kai Furch's third foul. Looks like this one's going to go to the Sulphur Springs Wildcats.
Yes, sir. And Coach Steed is a soothsayer, because I went and he's a friend of mine from way back, and I went over and spoke with him ahead of time. He said, we're having trouble. We said, we can't score 40 points a game, and they're at 39.
DJ Wilkerson at the line for Sulphur Springs. Makes the first shot of this 2-shot bonus. That gives him 9 points for the game, but he misses the second. 39. 12-point lead for Sulphur Springs, and a long 3 there by Jamari Jackson. Off the glass, no good.
And all we got to do is get it across the line. That's going to do it.
Rebound, and that's going to do it. The dancing has begun on the Sulphur Springs bench. And this big crowd voicing their approval, as you can hear.
This is great to hear this kind of reaction. These young men haven't been here very much. They're going to use this as a home court advantage for the rest of the year.
51-39 is the final. Sulphur Springs wins over arch rival Paris. And Wildcats basketball continues after this on KSS2. Yes. Paris outscored them in the second half.
Yep.
That second quarter is what did it.
Second quarter was huge. Wildcats win it 51-39 over Paris.
I'm just looking at the free throws in the fourth quarter for Sulphur Springs, Tony. Looks like 8 out of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, 8 out of 11.
Yep, we missed 3.
Still, that's not bad.
No, not at all.
And only one field goal in the fourth quarter, and that was by Mac Rollison for Sulphur Springs. And Paris outscored Sulphur Springs in the fourth quarter 11-10. But the story of this game, Tony, was the second quarter in which Sulphur Springs outscored Paris 16-2.
They just smothered them defensively and then made good, smart choices offensively, took a break when they had it. When they needed a half court, they worked it to perfection. It was just really good.
And it was a tight game at the end of the first quarter, 12-11. So we had 3 very close quarters here. The exception was the second quarter.
The game was the second, and that's when you've got – these are evenly matched teams. They're very good athletically. They're very well coached. And it takes something like that, and somebody's got to take charge. And the Wildcats from Sulphur Springs did that this game.
We're going to hope to get Wildcats head coach Cannon Earp up here for a word or two before we get out of here. So we're going to delay a little bit and see if we can't find him and get him to come up and talk to us. We've had a lot of success with Brian Jones, the Lady Cats coach, coming up and talking to us after the ball game. So we'll see if we're fortunate with Cannon Earp here. And I talked to him before the game, and he indicated that he'd be able to do that. But I know how things go, and sometimes you get a little bit distracted there. So 51-39, big district victory for the Sulphur Springs Wildcats tonight. We're going to take another break, come back, and wrap this thing up pretty quickly when Wildcat basketball continues after this on KSST. Okay.
Had 4 players for Paris with 5 points. It's pretty easy to add the score up.
I'm going to try to get 3, 9, 10.
Here he comes. We might need to get him back.
Great.
Good ball game.
Cannon, great.
Good ball game.
We're in a commercial break. It'll take about a minute. Got 16 for Rollison.
Yes, sir. 12 for Rafe.
Wildcats basketball on KSST. John Mark Dempsey and Tony Flippin, and we are joined by Cannon Earp, head coach of the Sulphur Springs Wildcats. And Cannon, the story of this game tonight was the second quarter. You guys outscored them 16-2. What happened in the second quarter?
Yes, anytime you can hold a team, especially a team as talented as Paris, anytime you can hold them to 2 points in a quarter, that's one of our goals each game is to chart how many single-digit quarters we can hold them to, and we did it at a big time tonight. So that was a huge second quarter, kind of give us all that momentum. We knew they were going to come out and make a run. They weren't just going to score, weren't just going to be held at bay for the rest of the game, but we withheld that run. They cut it to 10, I believe, at one point. And,
yep.
Guys just kind of answered the call.
I think maybe it got down to 8 at one point. Well, I thought you had a great performance. No surprise by Mac Rollison tonight, your point guard.
Yes, sir. He's kind of our he's had to really step up. He was on varsity last year as a sophomore, but didn't get a ton of minutes, and but he's talked about how valuable that was for him, just kind of seeing what the varsity level takes, and it's his turn now, so he's getting to answer that, and it's been a fun ride watching him do that so far.
We had you guys 8 of 11 on your free throws.
Yes, sir. Always big, especially we know if we can get it to the final 2 minutes, we can kind of start killing the clock, and when you're a good free throw shooting team, you've got confidence in that when they're going to send you to the line, we can finish the game off. We've got 3 guys that shoot it above 70% from the line, so we feel like we can get to that 2-minute mark and we can kind of kill the clock and feel real confident at the free throw line.
You guys kind of struggled a little bit just in terms of your 1-loss record in the pre-district, but of course this is the first district game, and as we look at the district, Paris was the only team with a winning record in pre-district, and you kind of showed them that you belong up there at the top as well.
Yes,
tonight.
sir. It's been a long non-district schedule for us. We haven't had a home game since like November the 22nd.
Yeah.
It's been a long December. I just tried to keep telling our guys to keep believing, keep plugging along, and but it's hard. I'm a new coach. They're trying to figure out if they trust this new guy or not, and so I'm proud of them and really feel blessed that they came out and performed the way they did tonight.
Had a really good crowd tonight.
We did. We haven't had home game forever,
Yeah.
so we were definitely kind of rejuvenated and energized to get and play in front of our home crowd, and so happy to be back home for sure. We've got 4 of our first 5 in district at home, so hopefully can keep it going.
Cannon, thanks for coming up and talking to us.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys.
All right.
Thank y'all.
Cannon Earp,
Good ball
head
game.
coach of the Sulphur Springs Wildcats, taking the time to come up and have a conversation with us there. So, Tony, fun ball game, very entertaining ball game.
Very. It was. This is what brings these big crowds out, is when they've got end-to-end action, and it was a combination of run and gun and some pack it in on the back court and or the front court and make them play offense. But my biggest key tonight, the key to the win to me, is limiting Paris to 1 shot each time down, and then we had some patience and would take the ball in and throw it out, and we had some threes, and we just did a good job at both ends. Looked under control.
So the scoring for Sulphur Springs looked like this. Again, we had Mac Rollison with 16 points. Rafe Penson had 12 points, 4 3-pointers.
Yes, he had a school record 11 the other day, so he'll consider this
is that right?
a subpar night. But he hit them when we needed them. He hit them early, and it really turned the tide for us.
Carter Arrington with 10 points. DJ Wilkerson with 9. Logan Jackson had 3 points. Caden Spikner had a big 3 points, and I say 3 points. He scored a total of 3 points in the second half, and had a key free throw there down the stretch. So
sure did.
That's what it looked like. And Jamari Jackson led Paris with 11 points. He's an impressive-looking specimen.
Yes, he's like I said, he was a man amongst boys, and I'm really glad they didn't feature him any more than they did.
Big, strong young man,
Yes.
and traditional post player. Really.
Yeah, exactly. But he wanted to play outside some, and that's just fine with me.
So we'll wrap this up. The Wildcats now will be on. Well, actually, they are at home next Tuesday night against Liberty Ilo, and then on the road next Friday night at North Lamar. Lady Cats, as we told you, are playing at Paris tonight. They will be at Liberty Ilo next Tuesday night, and they will be at home next Friday night to play North Lamar. That will be our next broadcast, next Friday night, the Lady Cats versus North Lamar. So we're looking forward to that one, and we certainly will be here again for the Wildcat boys as the season moves forward. So Sulphur Springs goes to 9-15 now, but more importantly, they are 1-0. In district play, Paris is 11-8, and they will be 0-1 in district play. We say thanks tonight to Matt Jansen, our technical director, also to James Perry, running things back at the headquarters of KSST on I-30, Natalie Sheffield and Holly Dunn, producing the video for YouTube and for Channel 18 tonight. And, of course, couldn't do it without the great Tony Flippin helping out on the color and play-by-play here tonight. So our final, once again, 51-39. Sulphur Springs wins it over Paris. I'm John Mark Dempsey. We say goodnight from Wildcat Gym on KSST.
Thank you much. You bet.